and Sam here from the FPL family with this week's Sam versus Lee. Every week we will be bringing you a bit of a competition, a bit of rivalry between us. We're each going to pick 3 players. This week we're going to pick a defender, a midfielder and a striker who we think will earn points this game week, and we'll see come Sunday night whose differential picks score the most points.
Competitive differentials. Go on then. So defenders first. Who are you going for?
Okay, so actually quite tough to pick a differential defender this game week, because the cheaper ones with the low ownerships actually seem to have quite difficult fixtures. So I'm going to go with a tried and tested FPL asset.
Go on. Well, that's a differential.
Yes,
go on.
Because he's more expensive this season and therefore picked by less players. So I'm going with Matt Doherty at Wolves.
Ah, okay, all right, very good, very
Tricky
good.
Fixture against Sheffield United, who are positive defensively. They are keeping clean sheets, and with obviously Dean Henderson back. But
you're backing against Lundstrom though.
I am, but then I can't. You know, Lundstrom can easily get attacking returns. Doesn't matter if he loses his defensive ones, right? So Matt Doherty, 6 million. He's going to cost you, but only owned.
Expensive.
Yeah, but only owned by 3.2% of the game. So really nice differential. Hits our little differential rule for this game week.
What is the differential rule for this game week? Under 5%
Under 5%,
owned. That is what we're classing as a differential. Under 5%, guys. Okay, go on then.
Yeah, so Matt Doherty for me this week. Who are you putting up against him?
So you say 3.2 is a differential. I laugh in the face of your 3.2 and I go with 0.8% owned Charlie Taylor from Burnley. Now Burnley are just starting to get their act together defensively. Last 2 games they've won 3-0. 3-0, 2 really, really good performances. And Charlie Taylor has come back into the team. He started, he's played 90 minutes in both of those games. I don't think we've seen that much from him attacking-wise yet, and I know that we like to see that from our FPL fullbacks, but come on. 4.2 million, super, super cheap, only owned by 0.8%. I think he's got that place nailed down now. Back-to-back decent performances, going to keep Peters out the team. If he starts showing a little bit going forward as well, and his heat maps start to look good, he is going to be an even bigger bargain than Lundstrom. So Charlie Taylor, he's the one to have.
I'm going to smash you on that.
Mind blown. Doherty versus Charlie Taylor. Okay,
I mean, there is no comparison there if you ask me, but where we go.
Go on then, midfielders, who are you choosing?
Okay, so we're going to Spurs for this one.
Of course we are. Yes, of course we are.
And I'm going with Dele Alli. I think...
Oh, it's such an obvious pick. Okay, go on. Go on.
First 60 minutes of game week 13, he looked absolutely fantastic. Back to the Dele Alli of old.
That's 16 good minutes he's at. 60 good minutes in the last 18 months.
Doesn't matter, this is all about game week 14. We saw on Wednesday evening a bit of a slow start from Dele Alli in that Champions League, but then we saw a bit of a slow start from everybody in that Champions League game.
Yeah, okay.
But towards the end of the game, you heard that crowd singing his name. Dele Alli is one of those confidence-filled players, right?
What's he owned by? What's his TSB?
So he's owned by 1.3%.
Oh, that's proper differential.
Proper differential.
Okay.
He's going to cost you 8.4 million, so he's expensive.
Another expensive one. What is this? Expensive differentials.
I've got expensive taste.
Don't I know it? Don't I know it? Well, listen, I think Dele Alli is a really nice pick, and I think you've got your Spurs goggles on there a little bit. I'm going to put my Liverpool goggles on.
Oh, of course.
I've gone for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. No Fabinho in the Liverpool side against Brighton at the weekend. So what happens when Fabinho doesn't play is that someone's got to come into that midfield 3 alongside Gini Wijnaldum and Jordan Henderson. Now, keep an eye out at time of recording. We haven't seen the Liverpool versus Napoli game in midweek in the Champions League. So, you know, that will have some effect, I think, on who Klopp plays in that midfield 3. But I'm guessing that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is going to come in, and I think he's going to play in that advanced role, supporting Firmino from that number 10. Now, if you look back to the last 3 Liverpool games, we've played Man City, we've played Spurs, and we've played Leicester. That's our last 3 home games in the league. Now, Klopp has liked to play Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum. Ox has not got any minutes in those games. Tell a lie, I think he got 10 minutes against Man City at the end. But he hasn't deployed Ox in that midfield 3 because he wants to control that midfield. Now, the game before those 3, we had Newcastle at home. He deployed Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain didn't get many FPL points in that game, but Mane got 2 goals, Salah got a goal and 2 bonus points. So if you're owning Mane and or Salah this game week, I think they're captainable. But it's a differential pick. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, 0.6% owned, Sam. And he's only 6.2.
But there's a risk he doesn't start. And there's a risk that it's Mane and Salah that get the points and he gets nothing. And this whole game is about your player scoring more points than mine.
Listen, I'm coming up with some reasonably priced differentials here. You're Matt Doherty and Dele Alli. If you've got budget to blow, fair enough. But if you're looking for value differentials, look no further. Charlie Taylor and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Go on then, forwards. Who have you got up front? Another Spurs player?
No.
No, okay, very good.
No, we're going north this time.
We're going north, okay.
North to the blue side of Manchester.
I know where we're going with this.
With Aguero out,
yes, okay.
It's Jesus for me.
Okay.
I think it makes perfect sense to pick Jesus this game week. Obviously, only owned by 1.7% of the game.
Fair enough,
so
okay, yeah.
Another nice differential. He is, because it's me, an expensive pick, right? At 9.5 million.
Another one. Yeah, another one. There's absolutely no value in these whatsoever. If you've got billions of pounds to burn, guys, go with Sam's differentials. If you're looking for value, look no further. But go on.
I think with Jesus, with Aguero's injury, we are almost certain that he is going to start in this game, unless Pep decides to troll us all and play Sterling up front,
which could happen.
Could happen. But he has spoken very highly about Jesus so far this season, and I would anticipate that he starts in that game.
I'm just looking up how many minutes Jesus played this evening. Oh, now I've got Siri talking to me. Team lineups. Here we go. I've got to have a look at this.
You're trying to destroy my team.
He got the goal. No, he got the assist for Gundogan on 56, but he played the full game, as did Sterling. Both got 90 minutes in that game against Shakhtar Donetsk. So who knows what Pep is going to do, frankly?
And the thing is, it is always a risk, isn't it? If you pick, in a game like this, where we're down to 3 players, and it's like 3 players, how many points can you get?
Sure.
It is a risk to go City, because we never really know what Pep is going to do. But for me, Aguero's injury, first Premier League game without him, Jesus starts. And if Jesus is starting in that game, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about Jesus coming in, and I do think he's going to get minutes now that Aguero's not there, is the impact he might have on Sterling. Actually, I spoke on the Scoutcast. If you guys haven't checked out the Scoutcast video elsewhere on the channel, go check that out. But I talked about the fact that Jesus is that sort of player that he prefers his back to goal sometimes, and he brings in some of the other players around him. So I think if you're considering Sterling out, which is something I have considered this game week, might be a bit too hasty there. Jesus' impact on Sterling is big. He tends to get something like 10 points per game when he plays. Sterling gets 10 points per game with Jesus, and it goes down to about 3.3 without him. So big impact on Sterling. So I'm interested in the impact on Raheem. Jesus as a differential, yeah, okay. 1.7% team selected by. I'll give you that.
Is he going to beat your guy? Who is it?
Well, possibly. Again, I'm going to go for another value pick, because that's what I do. I don't go with
Cheap
a 10 million. I don't go with a 10. I don't go with the 10 million pluses like you. I'm going to go with a £6 million striker, guys. And I feel like I've called this guy out as a differential on the Scoutcast a few weeks ago.
Here we go.
I
He's
called
on
him out
again.
as a differential on FPL FYI a few times. Danny Ings. He seems to be.
I'm a bit bored of hearing you talk about Danny Ings.
Yeah, I know, but as a nice differential with 4% owned, so for me that's quite high TSB based on the other guys that I've picked. But Danny Ings, £6 million, 4% owned in FPL. I feel like he's gone a bit under the radar, or he's going a bit under the radar, because every time he scores a goal, it's the consolation goal. He scores in like a 2-1 defeat or a 3-1 defeat, or worse sometimes for Southampton.
I think people just don't really trust Southampton assets.
And that is it. That's it. No one's looking at Danny Ings necessarily in earnest, because Southampton are not looking that great themselves. But I think he's a really nice differential. Has proved that, he's that man up front. He's the go-to guy for Southampton. He's getting minutes left, right and centre. Against Arsenal, actually, last game week, possibly could have had more in terms of FPL points, because there was assists there for some of the other players in that Saints team that didn't put the chances away that he was creating, or he was making space for. Gineppo in particular, I mean, missed loads of chances. So Ings could have had more against Arsenal, and I'm backing him to play pretty well against Watford at home. Watford looking... Thought we were seeing a bit of an improvement from Watford. Thought that they were defensively a bit more solid, but losing 3-0 away, at home, wasn't it, to Burnley last game week. Maybe they've taken a bit of a step back there. Maybe that's going to knock their confidence. I don't know. But Danny Ings, I'm expecting him to put those centre-halves from Watford under pressure, because you know what he's like. He's a sort of... He gets in amongst it, doesn't he? He presses those centre-halves, and he will get joy from Watford, I think.
Okay, I actually do quite like that one. That's quite a good pick.
So there we go. Give us your 3 again.
All right, so my 3 guys for this week then. I'm going with Matt Doherty.
Yes. Expensive, yes.
Dele Alli.
Expensive.
And Gabriel Jesus.
For a combined what in millions? 35? That's 35 plus, isn't it? 30?
There was no rules about how much they could cost. The rules that applied were they had to be owned by under 5% of the game.
Very good. All right, well, I'm going to go Charlie Taylor, 0.8%. Team selected by for Burnley. I'm going for the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, 0.6. These are under 1% differential, Sam. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, 0.6%. And then Danny Ings, 4.0, team selected by in at 6 million. So there we go. If you want expensive differentials or value ones,
let us know in the comments who you think is going to win. Is it going to be Team Sam? Is it going to be Team Lee?
Hashtag team expensive or hashtag team budget. Let us know in the comments below, guys, what you think. Check out all the other videos from Fantasy Football Scout over the course of this week. Sam, of course, Sam says the first video where we talk all about the Spurs assets. We need to chill out a bit on Spurs, don't we?
Well, it's about Scout Notes generally, so I just picked that was one of the games that came up. I think it was kind of essential, really, wasn't it? Mourinho's first game in charge, it had to come up. But
West Ham were terrible. Chill out on Spurs. Chill out on Spurs.
Let's see.
So go check out that video. Go check out the replay of the Scoutcast as well, and we will see you next time.